So earlier in the chapter, we created this clustered bar chart to show the breakdown of genres as bars rolled up to the rating level as rows. So now let's say that we decide we'd rather view the breakdown of ratings by bars rolled up to the genre level as rows. Luckily, Excel makes changes like this incredibly easy to do using an option called Switch Row and Column. So with my chart selected, I can simply drill into the Pivot Chart Design tab, and right here in my data pane, I have this Switch Row Column button. And when I press this button, essentially our data gets transposed, meaning that genre, which originally was our column labels or series, has now swapped out into our axis or row labels, and rating has swapped from our row labels into our columns. So it's the same data, it's just kind of flipped on its side. So now our visualization tells a slightly different version of the story by showing the distribution of titles by rating in bars rolled up by genre. Now, one important point to make is that this option, this switch row column option, works best when you have a single set of row labels, a single set of column labels, and a single set of values. When it gets more complicated than that, it becomes much harder to use these options and tools in a meaningful way. But that said, the best way to learn and practice is just to get your hands dirty and play around with different options just to see what happens. So to continue with this example, we're happy with the transposed version of the chart now, but let's say we realize that stacking the bars would actually paint the picture a bit more clearly than clustering them like we're doing now. So that's no problem. We can go back into our design tools and click on this Change Chart Type button. This opens up a new dialog box, just like the Insert Chart dialog box, which gives us access to any chart type we choose. And in this case, it's as simple as just swapping from clustered bar to stacked bar, or if you choose 100% stacked, which just equates all of the bars up to 100% and shows the distribution or proportions by rating. You also have 3D options here. Honestly, I'd recommend staying away from those. Just because the option exists doesn't mean you need to use it. So in this case, let's keep it simple. Go with the stacked bar and press OK. And there you have it. It tells the same story as our clustered chart, but in a slightly more streamlined way. So now there's just a single large bar for each genre with segments representing each rating as opposed to separate clustered bars. And then one last adjustment I'll make. I'd prefer to see the highest volume genre on top here. So I can go ahead into our genres, sorting and filtering options, go into more sort options, and just swap to ascending and press OK. And now that just kind of swaps the order so that we can see the highest volume genres at the top of the view. So there you have it. A few incredibly easy ways to tweak and change your charts and chart types on the fly.